Hey, it's Sasha Evdokov, and welcome to part 4 of the Scottrade review. Now, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Scottrade Elite panel or platform. Now, we've already reviewed the streamer. We've also reviewed how to make the trades on the website and also the registration process. So if you want to see those other videos, or actually you want to see some other brokers that I've went in detail of the panels to give you screenshots, then just go ahead, click this link right there, and you'll get a list of all those different videos and brokers, and you can watch them more in depth. But in this video, we're going to be reviewing the Scottrade Elite panel or platform. And what this panel or platform is, it's for the people that have more financial means in their account or are supposedly more active traders. And the way that they judge that is by having more money in your account. So what I've done is I've actually placed $25,000 of real financial capital in my Scottrade demo account just to get access to this Scottrade Elite panel. So that way I can see it and do a review on it for you guys and just show you what it looks like on the back end, because I understand that some people want to see what does it really look like before I actually send my money to this broker. So that's what I've done is I've went ahead, I've sent in some money. We have access now to the Scottrade Elite panel and platform, and now I want to show you what it looks like on the inside and just some pros and cons of it. So that way, if you're looking to use this panel or platform, you get to see some ins and outs, and if you like it, if it's friendly for you, and if it just fits. So let's get started, and let me show you this Scottrade Elite panel and what it's really all about. All right, so to load up the Scottrade Elite, you have to first download it and install it. And all you do is you just go to the website, you log in with your credentials. Here we are, and first we did the Scottrade streaming quotes review. Now we put in the $25,000 to do the review of the Scottrade Elite. So when you click it, and once you're approved, you can download it and install it. So you can do it when you have $25,000 in your account, and then, or if you have a combination between multiple accounts of $25,000 with $15,000 in your primary account, or if you do a certain amount of trades. Now, I did already download it and install it, so when you first load it up, it looks something similar to this. So here you have your positions, and we don't have any. You have your balances, you have your watch list, you have a chart here, which you can move, and and you can go to these other areas pretty quickly by just clicking the bottom area here. So it allows you to quickly flip two things. If you want to change the chart, you just type it in and it'll allow you to change it. And of course, if you go to the 1 second mark, you'll see the active or live prices changing. The same thing on, let's say, Facebook. Since we're on the 1 second area, you can see the movement here. Now, you can also enter the symbols here if you're interested. This is kind of linked to that. So what you can do is link them. You can see here it's linked orange. So whatever you put in, it can link it together. So it automatically adds it or works together with the panel. So if we do like JNJN, you can see when I added it to my watch list, the chart changed. If I do, let's say, Netflix, again, the chart changes. It added to my watch list. Tesla, QIHU, SHLD, Twitter, and so forth. So you can continue adding your watch list, and you can save watch lists as well. I do want to go over the panel a little bit more and how I would use it. You do have some tabs here that you can look at and change. So if you want to go to like a 5-minute tick mark, you can, or if you want to simplify things, you can as well. But let me show you how I would really do this. Okay, so here there's a lot of panels, and it's kind of a little confusing and a little bit tighter. So let me close this off. Basically, these are floating little panels or areas that you can have. Initially, they're not floating, so what you have to do is really just detach it, and now it becomes floating. So if you have multiple monitors It just makes things easier to move across screen. So the panel is really set up on a main menu concept. So you have your account, research, quotes, news, and options area, which is the same thing as here, accounts, research, quotes, news, and options. So they're the same tab. So really here, it's kind of the same thing. If you go to the main menu, you can quickly get to it. Or if you go to account, you can quickly get to it. So if you're looking to place a trade, let's just start tab by tab. You just hit place a trade under the account area. You can type in your symbol here. So if I want to trade Apple, you can hit buy. If you want to do a limit order, so it does have these options, quantity, and you can hit place order. Now, obviously, we're not going to do place orders right now since this is a demo and test account. But you do have options area here or an advanced section if you want to go through the advanced order placing systems. So you do have that order entry panel. If you want to look at your balances, you can see that there. And of course, since we only put in the 25,000, that's what we have. You can see your order status. These are pending orders that we place from the order entry, but we don't have any orders going right now. But that's what that looks like, and in here you can usually cancel the orders. Same thing with positions here. If you have positions, you can see your portfolio gain and loss, and of course you can rearrange these to the way you want to rearrange them. As it gets busy, what you can do is configure the layout and arrange the windows and tile them maybe horizontally or something like that. So now it'll rearrange them for you. So sometimes I notice that it gets kind of busy, so that's why it's helpful to have multiple monitors. Okay, so that's kind of the account area. Of course, you have your tax center, you know, and other account management things. So that's just account related and maybe to place a trade. So a lot of that stuff you don't need open when you're working the trade or when you're placing the trade. Instead, what you would probably want to have is the research. And in here, you may have a chart. Okay, so again, you can link it. So if you want to link it to a symbol, you can link orange, yellow, blue. There's different types of things. And let's just say we're looking at Tesla. As we make the chart bigger, we can change the candlesticks to whatever type of graph that we want. We can add indicators on here as well. We can make it huge. We can detach it and move it around. We can drag it and drag the chart. We can look at it at the 1 minute ticks if we want, and we can even zoom in. So this is what the stock looks like, you know, live. So you can see it moving right here. So in either case, if you wanted to just watch the chart and you're ready to do the trade, you just hit the trade button right here, and the window will pop up with the symbol already predetermined in there. And then all you have to do is just change what type of order you want to do, the quantity, the limit, and so forth. So again, pretty quick to be able to do that right off the bat or right off the cuff. And it's very handy there. Now you can have multiple charts if you want set up, and that way you can have a second chart window, or you're watching 5 or 10 stocks depending on, you know, how many monitors you have. You can have multiple stocks going on, and you know, and be watching them live. So again, we'll change it to candlestick. We'll zoom in a bit, and there we go. If we go to maybe a 4-month view, there's our caterpillar. You can also do another tab. So that's a caterpillar 4-month. If you want, you can do Twitter. So you can put multiple stocks in here for different time frames, or you could put the same stock for different time frames. It just allows you to quickly flip back and forth, kind of like a tab window for your stock. So it makes it handy. If you want a template, you can save this as a template. Otherwise, you can load a certain template. Okay, so that's kind of a little bit of the research tab. There is some other things in here like sector trends. So if you look at this, for some people this will be helpful, for others maybe not as much. So if you have the full market, this is how it's going. If you're looking for something in the financial sector, you click that. Then maybe diversified banks, then it'll tell you what's moving and what's working well. So you have Bank of America, and then you can take a look at the chart if you want to populate it. But this is just kind of like looking at the sector. I don't find it as helpful for me personally, but if you're into that kind of thing, great. Okay, on the research for the advanced scanner, we also have a lot of different things here that you can look at. So a broken above 50-day moving average today on stocks. If you run this scan, you can see all the stocks that broke the 50-day moving average today, and this could be helpful. You can also do the same thing maybe on the new 52-week high today. Run the scan and you can see who's making new 52-week highs. So again, these could be helpful depending on the type of trading that you're doing. There's a lot of different scanners in there. There's a lot of different things that you can play with, but again, it just depends on your trading style. Also here on Trade Ideas, if you want to look at what that is, it's really a subscription service. It's $15 a month. Obviously, I'm not going to subscribe to it, but maybe they'll give you some ideas depending on your strategy. I don't know exactly what they'll do. And if you want to take a look at learning the markets, then there's a daily market commentary, which will redirect you to the Knowledge Center on the website. And it'll tell you what's going on, what's happening on the daily market webinar. If you're looking for maybe more like news, then you can just do streaming news rather than the market commentary. And you can do this based on the symbol. So if you're looking for a symbol of, what's going on with Apple, then you can see the news on Apple, and just once the new stuff comes in, then you can go ahead and see it coming in. In the next thing I want to show you is these quotes. We already talked about the watch list here. You can populate it, with however many stocks you want. And as we continue to add, you'll see the symbols, and of course you can detach it and float that window to another area, and you can have another watch list. So if you want to create another watch list, name it 1, name it 2, name it 3, top watch list. So in this one, maybe we go different watch list. So now if we go back and forth, you can have a different type of watch lists, and you can separate it based on financials, based on high dollar stocks, whatever you want. But it's a pretty handy way of sorting things. If you want to look at let's see, velocity and forces. Here's some things that's kind of interesting of, I don't exactly know what this does, but it does tell you how strong buy orders are coming in and sell orders are coming in. So, and it also tells you normal volume versus, increase in volume. So, it does tell you a little bit more of the force, which is kind of good, I guess. So if you see a stock breaking out with very light force, then it's not as good. If you see it breaking out on heavy volume, obviously it's much better. So it could be an interesting tool. Obviously, I haven't used it before, but it seems kind of interesting if you're into that kind of thing. Time and sales will show you what's selling, what's buying, how many, what's the lot. So right here, our time and sales, you can see on Facebook, the trade size lot and the time and sales right there going by nice and quick. In addition, you can set up some alerts. If you want to add some alerts, you can add some alerts. You can add some rules, some parameters for specific stocks if you want to do that, which then will let you know when it breaks out or breaks down. We also have market movers. So here's some market movers. Let me close a few tabs here. So here we have the market movers. So if you want to see what stocks are moving, being traded right now, this just shows you those market movers. And top performers, same kind of concept. You can choose the source, New York Stock Exchange, most active. You can see the stocks that are most active, or maybe stocks that are net gainers. So this is what that does. And that's pretty much the quote window. So I want to show you briefly the option segment if you're interested in trading options. So I pulled up here the option chains, and what we'll do is we'll do the options for Apple. So that way you can see it. It's loading option chains. It does take a little bit of a few seconds to load it up, which it's not the best, but it does load it eventually. There we go. Okay, so not a fan of that little lag time. I don't think it does it for all the stocks. Let's just try it. Facebook. Loading option chain. Yeah, if you're trying to trade quickly on an option chain, it's probably not the greatest thing to have to wait about 10, 15 seconds, 7 seconds for the option chain to pull up. But here we have Facebook option chain. And you can see here's the bid, ask, the volume. Obviously, we have the call options on the left, the put options to the right. And you can right click and, take a look at these symbols, buy to open, buy to close. If you right click and let's say, you buy to open, what'll happen is the quote window will pop up with this option chain right here, expiration date, the strike price, and so forth. Obviously, we don't want to place the order, but that's what it would do. Unfortunately, I didn't find a place to see the spreads and to create or see the profit pictures, which is one thing I would love to do or see for the option chains. So I couldn't find anything about that. You can also change your view if you want, but in terms of seeing a profit picture, which is very handy for options, I couldn't find that. So that's probably one of the disadvantages for the option window or the option trading. So if you're looking to do the option trading, just understand you wouldn't have that available to you. So there you go. That's the panel for Scottrade Elite, and this is version 5.307. And again, it's a pretty good panel. Lacks a couple of the option things, but in terms of trading and setting things up, the panel's really good. It will take you probably 15 minutes, maybe 45 minutes to really get the hang of it. But all in all, that gives you a decent overview of just some basic functionality of the panel and some insight of what it looks like. All right, so there you go. I hope you got some insight regarding that Scottrade Elite panel. Now, this is one of their more premium-based platforms to use for trading if you're a Scottrade customer. So you do have to meet certain requirements. At the time of this recording, it is a $25,000 minimum, which we did put in, as you can see, to get access to the panel. Now, some things that I did like that it was better in terms of the charts rather than their streamer or their website when you're looking at the charts of the platform. So when you're looking at a specific stock, the charts were a little bit better, and I find that if I probably would have spent a little bit more time with it, it would have been much more easier to use. But because I already have my own trading platform style and system, and I use their platforms and their tools, I didn't spend as much time as I probably could have to learn the charts. So it's going to take a little bit of time to learn the platform, maybe about 15 to 25 minutes, depending on how tech savvy you are, to just play around in it and just see how to organize your things, because it is a larger panel than just a streamer. One of the things that I didn't like was the fact that the options platform still did not have the profit picture. So when you're looking at the spreads, you didn't get the profit pictures. And I find that for beginning traders or people that are just getting started in options, this is really important. You want to see the profit pictures. Now, if you don't trade options, then again, this is not something to worry about. If you're more of a daytime trader, I find that this panel would work out just fine so long as that you know how to use the charting platform and execute the trades, because you're able to detach the screens and move them around across multiple monitors. If you're a swing trader, again, you can use the charting platform, or you could even use a different charting platform that you prefer and then just execute your trade within Scottrade. So overall, the charting platform was decent. It didn't blow me out of the water. Overall, the panel itself was pretty good. I find that it did limit a little bit on the option side. So if you're looking to trade options, you may want to go with a more option-specific broker. But other than that, it's a good broker if you're just looking to put on some trades and just allow those trades to run if you're not as active. But even if you are a little more active, the trading platform overall can be manageable and works out just fine. So you got a good overview of it, and I hope that gave you a little bit more insight. Now, if you'd like to see some of the other videos regarding Scottrade or some of the other brokers that I've reviewed, just click some of the thumbnails right below this video, and you'll get to see those videos and some insights on those brokers. But if you'd like to see some of the stocks that I'm watching in the current market conditions, the stocks that are going to break out higher, or just give you some insight on trading and a little lesson, then click this link right up here and sign up to my rapid recap. So when you get there, enter your name and email address, and I'll be sure to send you those rapid recaps and free videos when they are released. And when you're there, don't forget to check out some of the video courses that I have available. Thanks again for joining me, and remember to do what you love, contribute to others, but most importantly, live life abundantly. I'll see you next time.